Ooh. Oh no. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, just... I know that. Unless you want to... Alright. Yeah. It says... I don't know for sure if they can hear you. Trying to figure that out. If they could, then I don't know. That would be like, who is this fucker? Who the hell is this fucker right next to you? Oh no. Ooh. That is just rude. I got 3 options. Easy, normal, or hard. Let's see. A temper tantrum. You know, I'm just gonna have this on normal difficulty. I ain't that type of player that just plays the game for first time. Just going on easy. I don't know, unless it's like very difficult for me to play on normal or hard, then I would put it on easy, yeah.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone.
You can't change the
8
difficulty while you're in the
born from
playthrough.
8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone.
So yeah, if I put it on easy, I won't be able to have any rewards for not killing a single citizen in the whole playthrough.
Desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for
no
an omen,
rewards
the
for
falling
not
of
killing
star,
a single
dire
citizen.
presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness?
Wait, are you watching
but
my
lurking
live stream?
sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending.
I sure hate to be those people.
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment. A righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a
Hi, I'm Ash.
nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know.
Use satanic voltage, Pikachu.
Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
And my character just woke up in the middle of a corpse pile. Oof. Sure hate to wake up being inside of the corpse in the pits. Oh my god.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
My sweet brother. What have you done?
Mary! Oh, no! Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Oh, no. Mary.
Oh, Mary, no.
Mary. No. No.
Oh boy, that would not been good for my stream.
This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me.
Get your weapons ready! We
No!
found one!
No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening.
There's one of those vermin.
No, please, stop! I mean you no harm.
I don't know how to run. I don't know
What's
how to run.
going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Has it fled?
Shit, where'd it go? Now, I can defend myself.
Kill that thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice. Who are you?
Stupid beast! Let's see how it likes a bit of fire!
Sorry.
You could expect nothing, kiddo.
Crush the leech, boys!
No, please, stop!
Roast it alive!
Who are you?
It's one of them vermin!
What do you want?
There we go. I don't know, I might have.
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name?
I'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me.
Yeah. Good lord. Yeah, I heard that.
The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide.
Oh, now I know how to sprint
Let me
now.
go!
Really?
I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place?
Yep.
Place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
All of a sudden, no!
Brother, what have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Jeez. I'm my old place. Oof.
Wait, this one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I still a rent. Go watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
How is it impossible? Let's see. Any more places to loot? Nope, not in here. Oops. Did not mean to press that.
Dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as gold.
Who goes there?
A prayer for the summoned by warrior song. A child born from darkness must give scent of his power.
Who's there? Are you referring to me?
No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Can't even see my own reflection. How is that impossible? What a nice revolver.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live. And now what?
You mean she?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy.
A used revolver. What else?
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only.
Oh no. I don't know. How? Of course he's immune to gunshots.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who changes blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Ooh, that's what I like.
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Had to go over there.
Where is it? It's closed.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
My head's spinning.
Oi! Come out, you coward!
I cannot enter.
Clever fucking beasts!
Oh, that's... Gotta check in here first. Again, there's really nothing much.
I'm still in Southwark.
Over there!
I must reach the West End.
Die, vermin!
Go back home. A strength I never knew I had.
Not been bitten.
Oh, yeah.
He's mine!
This shouldn't be possible. Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire. I feel like a child learning the limits of my body. My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Well, never knew.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can't believe you're doing this.
It's locked.
I can't believe you've done this.
It's locked, all right.
Even though this
dizziness from the
is taking
jump.
place in London,
I can now control
where
it.
the disease is uncontrollably spreading around the whole area. Yeah, kind of like that. But the rats are like, you know, making them sick.
I have this thirst for blood. What will London have to say to me?
Oh shit!
It's locked.
Oh,
I've
what?
so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Oh boy, someone got murdered here. That... No need to feel his pulse anymore. He's probably dead like a minute ago.
The man has been drained of all blood. But I can still smell the scent of it.
Yes, I'll use my super duper nose.
I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. The smell
actually,
is
you
so
know what?
strong. Something dire must have come about. Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
Ooh, hang on. No need to refill. Oh, that's the workbench. I see. Oh crap. A workbench. Of course I don't have all the parts. Of course I ain't gonna get any stuff or parts. Oh. Found some parts. Maybe that'll do. Except these are the incorrect parts. I don't know. Here's you can like upgrade your weapons and stuff and craft medicine for other people. So yeah. Oh, you don't? Yeah? Let's see if this works. Yeah. Unless there's like nobody like comment. Well, there's nobody commenting except for one person watching the stream.
There's no one in.
The house is in. Oh boy, this has been a long time since I last played this. Oh, never mind. Found the way.
At last, a little life.
Not long ago, this sort of mess would
Funny a
have given me
little
a
life.
laugh.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And, sir...
Yes?
No funny business, you hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Right up the stairs he is.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several
No funny
patrols roaming the
business,
area.
then.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
He just ignores
The
it.
killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain?
Well, he did notice that he looks like shit, alright?
Might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
I mean you no harm.
Saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word.
Yeah. He pretty much got bitten by someone in the dark.
Anyone.
But she woke up in the pile of dead bodies. Which was kind of scary. Yeah.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Yep. Expecting he would be this kind of guy who looks at notes.
And who might
Oops.
you be?
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
Yep. You seem kind
You
of
seem
like
the
an
expert. How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
Something
lies.
tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
And the feeling is... What is
And
this
what exactly
brotherhood?
is this brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
He did? It was buffering for a moment.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
Aha.
Perhaps. This is all new to me. I'm not even certain what I'm looking for.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
I was thinking about killing this dude who maybe
They didn't
killed
deserve
my
this.
sister, I think.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions
Exactly.
for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why
Some
keep it a
canned
secret?
beans.
Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal.
I don't know if
After
they
Will
even
lost
have
his
beans
job,
in the
he
day.
offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I don't know.
I
We'll
see.
never know.
Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
3 a.m. Beans. The red beans. I think. Unless let me check my advanced settings. I think I put. Let's see. Yeah, I think you should be able to hear your voice. I just have everything on checkpoint. Alright.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there,
He's
seen
alright.
that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody
No
fears the
problem.
return of the sewer dog.
Alright.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
What? Oh no.
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Leave it to your bottle then.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside. And then he left when I refused.
And he can marry it to it.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What'd you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
I'll make sure to tell him that. Let's see. I think it was the other way.
Not long ago, this sort of mess made me laugh.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me? To this city?
Of course, it's those darn rats. Let's see. What's in here? Of course. Melee, ranged, blood, and shadow. Mainly melee and something else.
I'm cold. There's nothing here. Let's head back to a warm fire.
Shut that foot.
Good It's on to us! Fuck, it's fast! Murdering bastard!
Of course, can't trust these bolts. Bullets? Of course I need bullets. Perfect. And apart from the weapon to upgrade.
I like their screams when you burn them alive. Are you dead?
No, just walking by. Never mind. Don't mind me.
That's this nest of them cleaned out.
It's gotta be.
Over there! He's done for!
Rats. paper. I thought that was a rat. I was like, what the heck? Oh, it's right here.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Can't believe you're doing it. Well, as well.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Oh, I used the scythe, I see.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
I had a drink out.
That's actually a lot more damage.
Drink outside tonight already, and it did not quench my thirst. I must have more. Oh dear God!
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Oh no.
William, please. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
And boom.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you... like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Well, of course she is like me. Come on, man.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
I have.
Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help.
Well, yes, it did.
Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me. This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
little tuggy boat.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Indeed. Beautiful. Loading. I should be able to know some of this.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a... good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King Country. will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Analyze his...
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life.
Right into the lake.
Drink at this river, try it all.
Bastard gave me a good poke. Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Oh.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Oh boy. How much XP you will obtain for your particular citizen? More. Oh boy.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this.
I'm at...
I will not take another life.
Oh boy.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
This must be it.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Find my office, I say.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Of course, you're not a cop in public. Make sure you cover your mouth with your arm. Don't mind me if I have that.
It's locked, all right.
Of course, it's gotta be locked.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
That's for sure. A late generation serum. Use bludgeon. I mean, the use safe is a lot more powerful than the other ones. I think I could. I don't have any rods left. Don't have any rods, I should say.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Shillings and gun. Well, not actually gunpowder, but some kind of powder. What should I? Increase my health. Increase pig thirst. I mean, I can do a lot more biting. My blood capacity. Okay, use some of that. Science. There's nothing I could do anymore to upgrade. Yeah. Yeah, there's like nothing else to upgrade. The following night.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Come on, I don't have all night.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first.
Oh boy.
Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
What's this? I used hacksaw. Some medical files. How did I not see that? There's something there. Small bottles. I mean, what? Attack speed? This costs less, but this one costs more, but does a lot of damage. I don't know. Try this out first. Oh wait, I can equip another weapon. I forgot about that.
It's locked.
There's the entrance. Oh. There we go.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Bullets and shotgun shells. Oh boy, I always love to use a shotgun. There's one. Oh god. Oh boy. Oh boy, I can't knock down enemies. Sure. almost died right there. Maybe I'll stick with the site from now on. No serums. Of course, I don't have any parts that can combine anything right now. But to check out the morgue, which is kind of a scary thing. Milton and Pippa. Lead plate. Dirty bloods. Thought that was something shiny there. All I just gotta do is check the morgue for any leftover. Which I gotta say. Which I say, morgues are creepy and cool at the same time. Bring back wallet to its owner. Glass vials. Oh boy, scary place to be in. That would scare the crap out of you. If you would have woken up right here at inside of a morgue.
I cannot enter.
Someone's got at least gotta have the key.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Cool.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Quinine. And some shillings.
It's locked.
It's locked. Of course, every game, most of the doors are locked. Well, not in every game, but most. Here we go.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Oh boy. I mean, if I clear out this area, this would make some great room, but wouldn't that scare the hell out of people?
I cannot enter.
Still, oh, of course, the key goes to the morgue. Let's see if there's more up here. Which there is not, except for this dead body. Watery rich blood sample. Ew, boy. Watery blood sample again. Oh Jesus, that creeped the hell out of me. Oh, good Lord.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals.
Bullets. Bullets. Good thing I got the ability to heal. Otherwise, I would have been screwed. Oh boy. Is there any tablet? Nah.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful.
Oh boy. I don't know how you can manage to see if it's punctured lungs.
Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
He's dead, but in a wrong way. Oh boy. everything now. But to find a supplies. Oh, did he spot me? No, he didn't. Definitely did not spot me. Good. Oh, he's in me already. There we go. Trying to open up the door. I see you. Same room. I need the supplies. There it is. Sean. Come on here. Oh boy. Oh no. Alright, I might have to ignore the shadow of him. But that was my first defeat during the beginning of a game. Well, not exactly the beginning. Of course, I had to do the whole thing again. Out he goes. Case. Fatigue, curing with the treatment for fatigue. Do the whole thing.
Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Yeah, I think I'd already done that. I thought I'd gotta like do the whole thing all over again. Oh! Gotcha.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Oh boy. Got everything I needed. Anything that he dropped? Nope. Another blueprint. Light blood serum. For fatigued. Can use that to cure one of the people. There's no way I can exit out. Up there is just a crafting table. Hopefully there's not going to be any more scowls when I can exit out. Of course. Come on, man. Come on. Almost died. Well, almost defeated. Another watch. I think I can exit to the front now. That was. Oh. So I can't enter in from the front because something is in the way, or was locked. But now I can exit out from that door. it could be a little bit more little space for the other people or patients. Time to deliver these supplies back to the nurse.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I could go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
I don't think I need to give him the exhaustion medicine.
It's locked.
And that one's locked.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
I think you're deluging.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they
delusional.
are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Yes, you are.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover.
There is no way.
To hide from my enemies.
Not even a single way she could be a vampire.
As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Unless she has fangs and glowing eyes and...
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find
I
you.
seriously need to cure your health.
Make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
You were.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
Well, 2 hints are
I'll
required.
leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed, I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be
The place is pretty
surrounded
much
again
fine.
by the moans of the
Unless
dying.
Can I ask you
miss
precisely why
something.
you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir.
Misunderstood or something.
The drugs don't
Can't
work.
tell.
It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful.
Can't tell.
Living proof that there's
can't
hope
lie,
for
she
me.
is kind of pretty at first.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Oh, I forgot to check his health.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Alright.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Feel disgust on every street corner.
Let's see. I should have done it the other way. But, oh well. Oh, that's the case. Let's see. Healthy. Oh, now you can see his scars. That's... something with syndrome, but he is fatigued.
I wish
So
I
are
could
we.
be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Let's... another doctor... Where's Dorothy? That's what I'm trying to look for. Oh, of course, they're gotta be outside too.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favor.
You're a monster, Mr. Cox. An ungrateful and disgusting man.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive
you're gonna
thanks to
expect
the
it
efforts
all
and
day
dedication
long,
of the
all
staff
every
here,
day.
aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
The leader of the Wet Boot Club.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Covering? That's good. That's gotta be Mill. I think so. Unknown. Guess I can't know who he is. That sucks.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
40 shillings, okay.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
These days. Milton's shotgun. And I don't have enough for that. Oh, that's where I find money. Well, we got 95 of them.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Of course. Yeah,
so what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I'll bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day?
Goodbye, Milton.
Alright, let's...
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett's, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
He's healthy? I seriously need to bring that medicine back to Dorothy, which I
Perhaps I should
need
have
to find.
considered the offer from that Cadigan fellow.
I've been too busy poking around with somebody else's business. She's gotta be in.
Sure we're making a difference.
Yes, Doctor?
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hands.
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
It's the large boarded-up building behind the hospital. You can't miss it. The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Good evening,
But
sir.
in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
That is a lot of hints, like all the hints.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Really?
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Loading? What?
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
I don't know what's loading.
Keep anything from her.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Blaming me will not further your agendas.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Fatigued.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Oh, great influenza now. This whole epidemic's gone to worst.
It's locked, all right.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Is there anything in here I could loot? Except this. This warning letter. Let's see if I can make another dosage of... Oh yeah, that's right, that's the third floor, I can't go through there. See if I can make another dosage for fatigued. Since I gotta treat everybody with what? Anything on here I can use? Nope.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Of course, I can't make another one. 2 more of the sodium, whatever that is.
There's good reason to be proud.
Might be best to like end it right here for now.